Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report. Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report for Saturday night, July 23rd, 2022, where we had 5 divisions of racing in the house with the wingless sprint cars, Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the mini stocks, and an added late were the IMCA Modifieds and the IMCA Sports Modifieds. Some great racing action happened all night long. We'll talk to the winners coming up in just a little bit in the program. All right, race fans, coming up this Saturday night, July 30th, 2022, 5 divisions of racing action in store for you, including the Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the IMCA Modifieds, the Delta Dwarf cars, the IMCA Stock cars, and the wingless sprint cars. Sprint cars added late, and hope to see you there. If you're a wingless sprint car driver, bring your crew. And if you bring 4 adults, sign it in, folks. Driver Appreciation Saturday night. For drivers, if you bring 4 paying adult crew members, you get in for free. Also, for the IMCA stock cars, $1,000 to win. It is heavy equipment construction night for the IMCA stock cars. That's coming up this Saturday night, July 30th. You don't want to miss it. Again, the Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the wingless sprint cars, the Delta Dwarf cars, the IMCA Modifieds, and the IMCA stock cars. It's going to be a great night of racing, and for some strange, unbeknownst reason, you can't be there. As I always say, shame on you. But you can watch it on Antioch Speedway TV. Just slide on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv on your web browser and subscribe for all of the racing action coming up this Saturday, the 30th of July, 2022, with the hobby stocks, the modifieds, the stock cars, the dwarf cars, and the wingless sprints. This past Saturday night, we had a memorial lap for our former promoter, John Soares. And prior to the lap taking place, I had the opportunity to say a few words myself, but then Candace Martin got in there and kind of talked about John a little bit, and here's some of what she had to say.
Candace Martin. Thank you. I've been a big fan of the Soares family for many years. His father is my hero as a promoter. He was the best promoter I ever knew. And John, the minute he told me he was going to bid for this racetrack in 1997, actually, I said, "You got me. What do you need me to do?" When he won this racetrack, he made me the announcer. He gave me opportunities I never thought I'd ever have. Let me announce, did the publicity, do the souvenir programs, keeping the points, designing the ads, and then my sister, he gave my sister the opportunity to sell ads, and just, they treated us like family too. And even when we were on odds or whatever, we still got along anyways. He let me start the Hall of Fame from Oregon. I said, I want to do this for Antioch's history. He said, what do you need? He let me stay out here and all that. And just, I'm always going to miss him. He's always going to be family to me, and I'll always advocate for John and the legacy that he had, and that one day he should be in the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame along with his father. Now, some of the things that John did, when he was old enough to walk, they were basically, him and his parents were putting him into something, selling tickets, doing whatever they needed him to do at the track. He learned all about racing from his father. That's a great teacher. His father taught him how to do track preparation. The brother, Jim, was the one that got the reputation as Dr. Dirt, but I'm going to tell you all 3 of the stories. Whether it was his father or John or Jim, they could whip a track into shape. They were very good at it. John started racing weekly out here in 1961 in the hardtop class, and he's a driver that's won main events at this track in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, the 10s. All those decades, he's had at least one main event win. In the sportsman division, he was 3rd all-time in the win list out here behind Gary Pacheco and Dennis Curia. He had 20 wins. Those were not easy wins to get. Just briefly on some of his career, he was the 1969 Sportsman State Champion and the Petaluma Speedway Track Champion. He was also a champion in the stock cars at Petaluma Speedway, the guy who did the low-back performance mufflers that were the standard at a lot of the racetracks. He was the guy that built winning race cars. My hero, Len Mello, won a championship in a car that John built. A lot of sportsman cars were built by him, and stock cars. From the 70s, 80s, and 90s, he was building race cars. He ran with the Winston West. He was a top 10 driver in the Winston West points, I believe multiple times, won a race in that circuit. He'll tell the story of a couple times when he feels he got kind of hosed out of victories. He also ran with the Winston Cup. He traveled across the country and ran with them. I think his dad had the hopes that he would get on that tour, but John was kind of a rebel. He liked to march to the beat of his own drum a little bit. So what he ended up doing was he was part of the sedan series in Australia, Team USA. He was a Team USA manager, and he built the cars. Some of the best stock car drivers in this country were driving for him. He'd sell the cars in Australia, build new ones. They loved him over there in Australia. There's a lot of people over there grieving for him now. And what happened was John had kind of come to the end of his racing, although he'd still drive a little bit, and he became the promoter. He wanted to become a promoter. He returned here and started promoting racetracks, races in 1998. Antioch Speedway had the best car counts on a weekly racing show that it's ever had in 1999 and 2000. We were opening the back area over there consistently. 4 divisions were having B-mains. It was all happening under John. He promoted some of the biggest paying modified races, late model races, and sprint cars. He brought the World of Outlaw here, just a legacy. Now, he wasn't done there. When Merced Speedway was going to close and be done for a year, John went out to Merced Speedway and he got that track going. He took out that dangerous inside back wall that people didn't want to go to the track because of, made the track one of the best tracks that it had ever been, and Merced's thriving right now in part because of the work that John Sorey did. He ended up selling and moving on and just concentrating on this track. But when the love of his life, Donna, passed away, that kind of took a little bit of the wind out of his sails, and he eventually did retire. He loved Donna. They were together for 50 years, and now I think he's joined her. There's a lot of things I can say. This track has been run by a Soares for 42 years, 22 by John, 20 by his father, who actually opened up the place. And all I can really say is I will always keep John forever in my heart. He was family, and as long as I'm talking and writing about racing or talking about racing, I will advocate for the things that he did and what a difference he made. We never lost racing out here because of him. He kept his gates open every week that he ran this track. And God bless John Michael Sorey, and he'll be missed.
Thank you very much, Candace. Racing. After John's memorial lap, it was time to go racing. That's right, main events were up next. Here's a chat with all the winners in Victory Lane at the end of the night.
Tom, I didn't see you down here.
We thought so.
It's bright yellow, it's hard to miss.
Hey, you got passed tonight.
I did. There was a little confusion with the start and the restart and the Texas restart. And then the push truck coming out on the track. And I was confused, and Dana, I was sleeping at the wheel, and Dana got me.
He was catching
fair and
you.
square. That's what Beth was saying, yeah.
So I don't know what happened, and then his car kind of went away at the end.
Well, we built both of the cars with essentially the same stuff. And we're trying to get him to be competitive with, actually trying to get him to beat me, and keep up. And it's still fun running out in front all by yourself. And
like I said, I think we just need to make a rule. Until people start beating you, you have to start at the back.
I would have done that. I thought I heard them say something about a back row challenge. I would have taken that.
I think we need to do that. We're going to work on that. And I think you're still going to be one to beat.
For now, maybe. But nothing's to last forever.
Hey, Donovich was having a good run, too, and then got caught up in a hard wreck over there in turn number 3. But it was nice to see him give you a challenge for a little bit anyway.
He got me fair and square in the heat race. My car just didn't go, and his did, and I was able to sneak by him, and that was fun. And then I told him we get to do a repeat because I pulled a 0 for the invert. What a great track tonight. It was, normally we're out there first when it's all slimy, so it was a treat for us to get a sticky, fast track to where we can just go wide open.
I was glad to see that, because I know I've said that before, that you guys are always out there first, and probably the worst cars to be out there first. So it's good to have you out there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you, whoever made that decision. I really appreciate it.
All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping you get out here?
Well, I want to say thanks to Bob Davis. It's his car. Beth Webster, she's here in the pits. Say hi, Beth.
Hi.
Hi, Beth.
Sam from Santa Rosa Transmission and Car Care, Rob Macy, Steve Silveri, Jeremy Gentfold. There's a ton of people. Dana, Dawn, I want to say hi to everybody.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for all your kind words.
See you next month.
Next time, yep. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our winner for the mini socks.
We
Tom
got
Ritter. All right, Aiden. I have talked about how on the live stream and stuff, how if it hasn't been for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all this year. It has been a tough year, and man, you did it.
Finally, man, it took forever. I'm so happy. It's been 3 years in the running now, and I finally got it.
Well, it was kind of weird in the point that a couple times you lost the lead, kind of making mistakes or a little too high up in turn 3 and 4, and people got around it. But then they had problems.
Yeah, my car was real, it got real tight in the middle 1 and 2 when I had the moisture up there, but I was just kind of getting in my own head, and I hit it every time, you know, and I kept getting tight, but I finally figured the line out and got it pretty good.
What's this do for your confidence? I mean, with the year you've had, blown motors, other troubles, and to go out and just, I mean, yeah, they passed you a couple times, but man, you're a dominant car. This car was fast tonight.
Man, I was happy just to get through hot laps.
Okay, I can give that to you after this year. All right, who do you want to say thanks for helping you get out here?
I'd like to thank my grandma and my grandpa, my mom and dad. We got my Mima, she's helped put a motor in this thing, been through my fair share. Altered Canvas, MC Design, Trevor's Junk, Transmissions by Tom, Dave Lexer, Adrian Frost, Severed Metal, Robbie Kayla Montalvo, let's see, Ed Crandall, all the Klymans. You know, Tom built the motor for this thing, and it's hauling.
That it is. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our winner for the Hobby Sox, Aiden Ponciano. Right, slide over here. J Money. Look at this. You got a posse here. Or, is that what it is?
I think so.
Hey! Yeah! Jacob Mello Jr. Okay, so let's see. Win number 6 on the year.
I think so, yeah.
First one here. Congratulations.
Yeah, this year. Thank you.
You are on fire, and right now that's third in the last 3 weeks or something like that, right?
I think so, yeah. Car's been on a roll lately, and we're just gonna try to keep that going.
I was talking to your dad earlier, and he said you're going to Iowa later this year.
Yes, that is the plan.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun trip.
Super Nationals, you gonna try to do some of the pre-events too as well?
Yeah, I think we're gonna try and hit Marshalltown before we go down.
All right, but tonight, you had to get out front, you had to work your way there. What was the secret?
Nothing really, just try not to step on it.
Yeah, don't beat yourself.
Oh yeah, it was super easy to do that in 3 and 4. It was super slick.
You have come a long way in the last couple of years. You've stepped up, and are you at a point? Are you where you thought you would be a couple of years ago, or are you ahead of the curve of what you think you'd be at?
Oh, definitely above. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this without my mom and my dad and everybody who's helped me on this car. Just couldn't thank them enough.
Who do you want to say thanks? Who else you want to say thank you to get me out here?
Obviously, mom, my dad, Wylie Racing, Severed Metal, RJ Landscaping, Ace Hardware, DeCarlo Racing Products, Blue Star Heating and Air. I think that's about it.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, J Money, Jacob Mallow Jr. taking home the win in the NFCA Sport Modified here tonight. Soon to be dad. Man, your life's gonna change.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Count down the days now.
There's that whole, I totally understand why they say mama's boy and daddy's girl.
I don't know, this is first kid, so I hope that's the way it works. And yeah, I don't really know where we're gonna race at next or what the plan is yet. So I can't thank Billy enough for all he does for me. And, everybody comes out and helps me. Southern California Lubricants, all full muffler and all repair, all spec sheet metal. Josh, 1-2 wraps, my wife, for everything she does for me, and everybody else. Thank you.
You had to work your way to get around that front. It was not an easy pass.
No, definitely, and I think I got into third there. They were kind of both running the same line, so I knew I had to do something a little different. So I tried to go to the outside a little bit, buddy opened the bottom up a little bit. And he ran a great race, but it started getting tight there at the end, and I could roll the bottom really good. So.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck, Mom-to-be. Good luck. And hope to see you back to the track soon.
Hopefully. We'll see how things go.
Ladies and gentlemen, our winner for the IMCA Modified, Tricky Troy Folger.
Congratulations.
Climbing up out. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for our winner, Shannon Newton. Hey, I don't know if you know this or not. That's 4 in a row.
The last two were pretty much lucky, but I kind of earned that one right there. That was pretty exciting for me and my team. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out today and supporting this racetrack. And if not for you guys, we would not be out here racing.
You had to work your way to get around Brandon. What was the secret for doing that?
Patience. A lot of patience. Don't overdrive the car and just take your time. It'll come to you.
I don't know if you know it or not, Mackenzie was sitting there in third right up until the very end, the last lap or so.
Was she really?
Dylan got by her, but she was holding off Dylan Newberry. She was holding off James East for almost the entire race.
She's came around big time this year. I'm very impressed with her. And she had a bad season for COVID season 2020 and last year for motors. So she's doing really well, and I'm a proud dad. She'll be beating here pretty quick.
All right, well, congratulations. Who do you want to say thanks for getting you out here?
I want to thank Kate Racing, Cool Car Studios, getting the Kensington and Incorporated, also Ready Mix, and Hot Shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shannon Newton. Congratulations to all the winners on Saturday night. It was a great night of racing, and if you missed it, man, you missed a good time. But more coming up this Saturday. Here's what we have on tap. All right, race fans, coming up this Saturday night, July 30th, 2022, 5 divisions of racing action in store for you, including the Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the IMCA Modifieds, the Delta Dwarf cars, the IMCA Stock cars, and the Wingless Sprint cars. Sprint cars added late, and hope to see you there. If you're a Wingless Sprint car driver, bring your crew. And if you bring 4 adults, sign it in, folks. Driver Appreciation Saturday night. For drivers, if you bring 4 paying adult crew members, you get in for free. Also, for the IMCA stock cars, $1,000 to win. It is heavy equipment construction night for the IMCA stock cars. That's coming up this Saturday night, July 30th. You don't want to miss it. Again, the Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the Wingless Sprint cars, the Delta Dwarf cars, the IMCA Modifieds, and the IMCA stock cars. It's going to be a great night of racing, and for some strange, unbeknownst reason, you can't be there. As I always say, shame on you. But you can watch it on Antioch Speedway TV. Just slide on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv on your web browser and subscribe for all of the racing action coming up this Saturday, the 30th of July, 2022, with the Hobby Stocks, the Modifieds, the stock cars, the Dwarf cars, and the Wingless Sprints. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Wylie's Race Report. Make sure you tune in on Saturday for the pre-race show on Antioch Speedway by Promotions Facebook page. That takes place, I kick off right around 4:15-ish, give or take just a little bit, and talk to as many drivers and people I can talk to. This past Saturday, had the opportunity to talk to Chris Bennett, the new race director, doing a great job in that new role, amongst some other people. If you get a moment, head on back and check that out. We'll have another good one coming up this Saturday, again, around 4:15 on Antioch Speedway by Promotions. Until this Saturday, when we go live from the racetrack, I'm Wylie Wade. Thanks for tuning in to Wylie's Race Report. Until next time, goodbye, everybody. It is heavy equipment, fan appreciation. What the heck is it? Heavy equipment. Divisions racing. We got the.
Stripes and bright stars
you let